mynews.studio.
In the world's largest democracy, something as simple as a digital fingerprint and a direct bank transfer can mean the difference between going hungry and finding hope. How did India make that happen?
Today is June 15th, 2025. When we talk about India's poverty reduction, it's not just statistics, it's about real lives. Over the past 15 years, hundreds of millions have escaped multidimensional poverty. But what actually drove such a big shift?
Well, India massively expanded access to both education and healthcare. But what really changed the game was digital technology, especially direct benefit transfers, or DBT. Why was that such a turning point?
Let's dig into that. Before DBT, welfare payments had to pass through several layers of bureaucracy. That often meant money for the poor got lost to middlemen. With DBT, subsidies go directly into people's bank accounts, and it's all powered by the Aadhaar digital ID system.
Exactly. Aadhaar, combined with new rural banks, let the government identify who should get help accurately. And with digital monitoring, any leaks or delays could be spotted and fixed quickly. Would you say this is an example of actually reducing corruption?
I'd say so. Digital delivery made the process more efficient and, just as important, built trust. People could check their balances, send in complaints, and get answers quickly. That made the whole system more accountable. But what about those most at risk of falling through the cracks?
That's where targeted programs matter. Take Jan Dhan Yojana, mass financial inclusion, especially for women, or schemes like PM Awas Yojana for housing, Ujjwala Yojana for clean cooking fuel, and Ayushman Bharat for health coverage. Each one focused on groups like women, scheduled castes, and scheduled tribes. How did this shift the overall picture of poverty?
It wasn't just about giving out benefits. These programs enabled people, especially women, to open bank accounts, own property, access healthcare, and find jobs. So, it's not only about moving numbers, but actually shifting power. What should other countries take away from India's experience?
Policies should be designed for those who need them most and change as the situation changes. Looking at how different factors like gender and caste overlap, intersectionality is crucial. But India's work isn't done. What could threaten the progress so far?
There are two main risks: climate change and growing inequality. Disasters can wipe out years of progress overnight, and many informal workers still don't have solid safety nets. So, what steps are being discussed now?
Policymakers are now working on climate resilience, offering crop insurance for farmers, support for green jobs, and better rural infrastructure. There's also talk of stronger safety nets for migrants and informal workers in cities. The aim is to make poverty reduction last, even as new challenges appear.
And it's not only about India. With nearly 1/6 of the world's people, what happens here influences global conversations about poverty. Do you think these strategies could work in other countries?
That's the key question. India's size and diversity make it a valuable case study. Other countries can learn from its mix of digital tools, targeted policies, and involving local communities.
So today we looked at how India cut poverty using technology and focused programs, the impact on marginalized communities, and what lies ahead in a changing world.
Thanks for joining us. This episode was supported by mynews.studio. You can try it now for free.